Hello everybody to this introduction video of the VASmalltalk C-API. The C-API is a term for when you as a Smalltalk developer wants to access code which are located in external libraries like dynamic libraries or shared libraries. This is the beginning of several videos about this topic, and in this video I also will show you the basic terms when working with external libraries. The next video will show you how to create dynamic link libraries in free Pascal, and we will then look at various kind of calling external libraries, like the simple synchronous calls, which means all Smalltalk is holding and waiting for this call, and how you can use synchronous calls with callbacks, which means the called external method calls back into Smalltalk. And then we will have a look at asynchronous calls, future calls. We will look at primitives, and we will have in some later videos some thoughts about how you can do future calls, primitives, interrupts, and Pascal. Okay, let's start with a simple example which shows you how you can call the external function in an external library. For each function you want to call, you need an instance of a platform function. This class needs, when creating the instance, several information. The first one is the exported name of the function in the external library, and of course, in which library is this function defined. Further, you have to define what kind of parameters does this function need, and does it return a value in this kind. In this example, you will notice that it returns a double precision value, and as a parameter it has a single floating point precision and a double floating point precision parameter. The more advanced information is what calling convention do you need. Here we use the C calling convention, which is equivalent to cdecal under Unix and standard calling convention under Windows, which means that in normal you can live with 99% of all these calls. Then you do a call to this external function and you get the result. During debugging purposes, you mostly will close the library, otherwise Smalltalk will hold a lock on the library, and if you have an error in your library and you would like to switch to your C compiler just to regenerate the library, the compiler would say that it couldn't create the library because due to the fact that Smalltalk holds a lock. Therefore, close the library. And the simple test is working pretty well. Just notice that that Smalltalk checks if the platform function is available at the time you call it, not when you define the platform function. Therefore, if you have a wrong name, a wrong exported name, then the platform call will throw an exception, not when you define the platform function. This is the first one, how you could create a platform function. The next one is, just to give you an idea, just to give you a little look at this one, you as a Smalltalk compiler just work with double precision values. The external library but has two different ones. The first parameter is a single precision value, and the second one is a double precision value. Smalltalk itself just notices what are the parameters and converts them to the needs of the external library. The second way of defining an external function is the array version. This is the same function, but all the definition of these external functions are held in an array, and which gives a more comprehensive source code. But of course, also this works. The next one is the inline stuff. The inline is perhaps the most seen stuff in the image. You just define the values here again, which is a little bit with a different syntax, and you may call it, of course, the same way, base call with, and that's it. The difference is functions called using this syntax are always called in a synchronous way. This means Smalltalk is holding all Smalltalk threads. No Smalltalk is executing after this, and this Smalltalk waits until it comes back to the external call, comes back to the Smalltalk stuff. Using this approach, you have the possibility not to call this instance via call with, but with other calls, other methods, which gives you a more flexible way of calling your external function.